Most men who come to me seeking advice think I hold some secret to timing the market, some formula for predicting its next move. They're wrong. The fortune I made, and lost, and made again, was not a product of predicting the future. It was a product of patience. My fortune wasn't built on a quick mind, but on a still one. The greatest lesson the market ever taught me, through booms and busts alike, is that the man who masters the art of doing nothing is the one who lasts. I've been in the game long enough to tell you a simple, brutal truth. The market doesn't pay you for being busy, it pays you for being right. And being right, more often than not, means you've got to learn to do absolutely nothing. Why do so many men fail in this business? They fail because they can't sit still. They feel they have to be in the action at all times, as if a quiet moment is a missed opportunity. That constant craving for excitement is like a poison. It's the need to be doing something, anything, just to feel like you're in the game. That urge, that's what empties accounts faster than a man can say his prayers. In my early days, I was no different. I thought I had to be a master of every wiggle, catching every small fluctuation. I was always in the game, always moving. Yet, for all my frenetic activity, I had nothing to show for it but a pile of commissions and a bruised ego. I was confusing being busy with being profitable. Most men believe they must be in perpetual motion to succeed in the market. They confuse trading with gambling, feeling an irresistible urge to have a position on at all times. This constant need for action is a fatal flaw. I once was one of them, a boy plunger, who thought every wiggle in the tape was a chance to make a profit. I would trade in and out, winning a little here, losing a little there, only to find myself at the end of the day with nothing but a pile of commission slips and a bruised ego. I had mistaken activity for progress. The market has a cruel way of punishing those who chase it. If you are always in a trade, you are giving up your most valuable resource, capital, on low probability setups. The man who trades out of boredom or a need for excitement is simply paying for his own entertainment. The market isn't a stage for your ego, it's a cold, indifferent machine that rewards patience and punishes rashness. This obsession with action is the siren song that leads most traders to ruin. They feel as if a moment of quiet is a missed opportunity, a chance to get rich slipping through their fingers. I learned, through painful experience, that the big money isn't made in constant skirmishes but in the great, undeniable campaigns that only come when conditions are ripe. And until those conditions are perfect, your only job is to wait. There are three primary enemies that conspire to destroy a trader's patience: greed, fear, and hope. These emotions, more than any technical mistake, are what lead a man to force a trade where none exists. Greed. Greed is the desire for more right now. It convinces you that if you're not in a trade, you're missing out on a fortune. It makes you chase a stock that's already made a big move, hoping to catch the last few cents long after the smart money has exited. Greed convinces you that if you're not in a trade, you're missing out on a fortune. This is a foolish game. The best returns are made in the big, clean part of the move, not the frenzied final push. If you've missed the train, another will come. The market has no shortage of opportunities. Greed makes you blind to this simple truth. Fear, specifically the fear of missing out, FOMO, is perhaps the most treacherous of all. It makes you act out of desperation, worried that the parade will pass you by. It's the voice that whispers, everyone else is getting rich. Fear is the panic that makes you sell a solid position at the first sign of a downturn, or buy into a frenzy at the top. It's the voice that whispers, you must act now, that you are missing out. This emotion is what leads you to buy at the top, just as the smart money is getting out. When you act out of fear, you abandon your plan and your discipline, and you become just another sheep in the herd. Hope. The market itself isn't your enemy. Your greatest foes are internal. The most harmful of all is hope. Hope is the silent killer of capital. It's what keeps you in a losing position, praying it will turn around. You refuse to cut your losses, hoping for a bounce, and in doing so, you let a small mistake turn into a catastrophic one. Hope is not a strategy. The market doesn't care about your hopes or your feelings. It only cares about price and momentum. Hope is a siren song that keeps you in a losing position, convincing you to hold on just a little longer, turning a small loss into a catastrophic one. I learned long ago that hope has no place in a trading plan. My profits were made not by hoping a stock would go up, but by acting on what the market was telling me, and cutting my losses without hesitation when it proved me wrong. A professional trader doesn't hope, he acts based on what the market is doing, and if the market is telling him he's wrong, he gets out, without hesitation. Greed, fear, and hope are the emotions that drive men to ruin. An experienced trader learns to recognize these voices and silence them. To become a successful trader, you must become a master of inaction. Waiting is not a passive act, it is the most difficult and disciplined work you will ever do. It requires immense mental fortitude. This business is about survival first and profit second. In a game of cards, the wise player folds more hands than he plays. He doesn't waste his chips on poor odds. Trading is no different. Every trade you don't take, provided it's a low-quality setup, is an act of wealth creation. It's a dollar you've saved, a bullet you haven't fired on a losing battle. To a novice, sitting on the sidelines appears to be a waste of time. To a professional, it is a strategic advantage. It is in the periods of market quiet that a trader builds his true wealth. By abstaining from trading, you are not being idle. You are preserving your most critical asset, your most valuable ammunition. By folding the weak hands, you preserve your capital. Cash is power. When you are not in a trade, you are not idle. You are holding cash, and cash is your ammunition. It is the power that allows you to act decisively when the right setup finally appears. The man who is always in a position, always in the game, has no ammunition when the market finally offers a truly great opportunity. His capital is wrapped up in mediocre trades or is lost to unnecessary stop-outs. The truly great opportunities only come to those who have the capital and the mindset to seize them. Cash gives you the freedom to wait for the perfect moment. The man who is always in a position has no powder left when the truly great opportunity arrives. By folding weak hands and remaining in cash, you are not only saving yourself from low probability bets, but also ensuring you have the firepower to enter a position with conviction when the stars align. Patience allows you to see the big picture. The daily wiggles and noise on the chart can be deafening, but they are often meaningless. By waiting, you allow the larger trends to develop and confirm themselves. You can spot the major campaigns, the long-term moves that offer the greatest reward for the least risk. You aren't distracted by every little fluctuation because you know that the real money is made in the fat part of the move, the undeniable momentum that follows a clear setup. The everyday fluctuations on the tape is usually insignificant and trivial. Only by stepping back and waiting for a clear trend to emerge can you identify the major campaigns that lead to significant wealth. You don't need to catch every ripple, you only need to ride the big, powerful waves. Being patient doesn't mean being lazy. In fact, it's the opposite. Patience is a discipline, but it is not idleness. The time you spend on the sidelines is when the real work gets done. While the impatient crowd is chasing noise, the patient trader is preparing. He is meticulously studying his charts, recording market data, and analyzing the behavior of the stocks that interest him. He's not just looking for a trade, he's building a deep, intimate understanding of his chosen stocks and the broader market. The amateur engages in rapid trading, while in contrast, the focused professional carefully analyzes his charts, marks his levels, and conducts thorough analysis. He builds a deep, intimate knowledge of the market and his chosen stocks, a familiarity that provides the foundation for decisive action. This work gives him conviction. When a setup finally aligns with his analysis, he doesn't hesitate. He knows the stock like an old friend and can pull the trigger instantly, without the emotional fumbling that cripples the amateur. Patience is the ultimate form of discipline. It is a constant battle against your own human nature. The market will test you every day, presenting false breakouts, minor rallies, and enticing wiggles. Your discipline is tested daily. The setups will come, they always do. The question is, will you be there with capital in hand and your mind in control, or will you have already wasted your money and your confidence on impatience? The professional trader understands that he is not just trading the market, he is trading against himself. When a setup finally aligns with his analysis, he doesn't need to think. He knows the stock like an old friend and can pull the trigger instantly, without the emotional fumbling that cripples the amateur. The execution is fast, but the preparation takes hours, days, sometimes weeks. The amateur needs a trade, the professional needs the right trade. The market is a test of your temperament every single day. You wait for your pitch, and when it comes, you swing with all your might. As a professional trader, you understand that you are not just trading the market, you are trading against yourself. You have to defeat your own emotions, your own biases, and your own impatience. The man who lasts in this business is the patient man, the disciplined man. He waits for his pitch like a batter who doesn't swing at every ball. He waits for the one in his zone, then he swings hard. That's the secret. It's not about being clever, it's about being patient enough to be right. You must learn to sit when they run, fold when they play, and wait when they rush. That, my friends, is how you preserve your capital and how you build a lasting fortune.